things off with the ongoing saga of Donald Judeo-Christian Trump, who earlier this week was rudely interrupted by the FBI when he was trying to hoard classified documents. And there's still a lot we don't know about this raid. What did the FBI find? Why would Trump be keeping these documents in the first place? Has Trump secretly been able to read this entire time? But now, we may be getting a little more insight into why the FBI moved in on Mar-A-Lago.
Tonight, brand new reporting about what led the FBI to execute a search warrant Monday at Trump's Florida home. The Wall Street Journal reporting that the feds may have gotten a tip-off from an insider after officials visited Mar-A-Lago back in June to ask about government documents possibly stored there. Someone familiar with the stored papers told investigators there may still be more classified documents at the private club.
Trump World is now reportedly trying to figure out who flipped. According to Rolling Stone, Trump is worried that he may have a rat or multiple rats in his midst. He's wondering if his phones are tapped or even if his buddies could be wearing a wire.
Oh, no? One of Trump's friends could be wearing a wire? This is the worst possible scenario because now he's got to tell Rudy Giuliani and Steve Bannon to take their shirts off? Just be like, take it, you know what, on second thought, I'll just kill myself. And if this is actually true, I am going to be shocked. I cannot believe someone would betray Trump's trust like this without getting a book deal first. You're leaving money on the table, people. What are you doing? Also, by the way, before MAGA world tears itself apart trying to figure out who's the rat, I think you should all consider the fact that Trump could be the leak, okay? No, because if there's one thing we've learned over the past 7 years, is that he's the king of snitching on himself. Yeah, for all we know, he was bragging about it at the Mar-A-Lago buffet. He's just like, this chocolate cake is almost as unforgettable as the classified documents I keep in my basement. But not a single person knows. It was the perfect crime. By the way, that's a real picture of him at the buffet. We didn't create that. There are many pictures of him at the buffet. Now, if we had more time, we could get into how Trump has had such a tight hold on the Republican Party that they're willing to put him above the law. Or we could talk about whether Merrick Garland unsealing the search warrant will convince Republicans that this search was justified. But we just don't have the time. Because while Trump is fighting off the FBI, two former Trump officials are trying to dodge Iranian assassins.
Turning to a story overseas, a member of Iran's elite Revolutionary Guard is charged in an alleged plot to murder former National Security Advisor John Bolton.
Investigators say the alleged murder-for-hire plot began to take shape after this drone strike in Iraq assassinated top Iranian General Qasem Soleimani over 2 years ago. Iran vowed retaliation. The Justice Department is now charging Shahram Poursafi, a member of Iran's Revolutionary Guard, with offering $300,000 to murder Bolton.
The FBI also alleges that Poursafi had a second job for $1 million. The target of that job? Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo.
Yeah, that's right. America assassinated Iran's top general, one of the country's most respected and feared men. And Iran responded by trying to kill John Bolton and Mike Pompeo? It's not the same level. It's like if your wife slept with your best friend and you're like, oh yeah, well I hooked up with the IT guy at your office. Okay. You know, in some ways it actually says something about how divided America is. Yeah. That it has nobody as respected as Soleimani was in Iran. It feels like if anyone got assassinated in America, half the country would be like, hell yeah, thank you, Iran. And by the way, just as insult, $300,000 for Bolton, but $1 million for Pompeo? That's a big difference in price. I almost feel bad for John Bolton. Because I don't know what's worse, being on an assassin's hit list or having the assassin find you and the assassin jumping out like, John Bolton, Petar Sag, I'm looking for a more important person to kill. Do you know where I could find him? Yes, point me in the right direction. Also, by the way, if Iran was willing to pay $1 million to kill Trump's Secretary of State, they should have just asked Trump to do it. I mean, he was going to get his vice president killed for free. Come on, people, think about it.